And good Monday morning to everybody. Welcome to Forged with Fire. My name is Spencer Ray, better known on the gaming world as Fire Squasher 357, thus Forged with Fire. Welcome to Monday, folks. If you haven't been affected by the weather that's been going on in this country, count yourself lucky. Um, we were kind of lucky that all we had to do was close up our sunroom and kind of everybody huddle into the house. Our sunroom, which is where I'm at now, this is where I broadcast from, is out in my sunroom, uh, is kind of our family room where we all just hang out and do stuff just because it's always bright and fun and airy feeling out here. But yeah, I had to move all of my stuff, including the computer that I use right here for work and for broadcasting, into the house and stare into a corner for a week. And because we were asked to conserve energy and everything, we were fortunate we never had to shut off power for the blackout. Um, yeah, it was not fun. I was pretty rough come Friday, staring into a corner while I was doing work. It got kind of rough. But anyway, we'll get back to that in a second. I just want to say good morning to everybody. Start off with our fun stuff for the day. Racing. Man, there's been some races the last couple of weeks with NASCAR anyway. Um, wrecks and rain delays at Daytona 500. First time winner that caused the wreck but made it through. You don't ever want to see anybody cause a wreck like that just to win, but you know what? It's nice to see a first time winner and somebody different actually get up on the podium and have something exciting like that happen. So, congratulations to him for that. And then yesterday, they had the road course at Daytona. Kind of as a follow up, they're trying, with all the pandemic stuff going on, they're trying to cut costs and make things as easy and affordable for race teams to travel. So they had second race back to back at Daytona, doing the road course, and I just forgot the name of the winner. Wow, new guy, new rookie, racing for Joe Gibbs Racing, driving the number 20. I should have had it down in front of me, but I was running to my seat to get my coffee. I forgot my coffee with about 15 seconds before I turned this on, so you could tell it's definitely Monday. And we're trying to get back on track here. But yeah, so there was some wrecks and some spins and all of that, throughout that race that were kind of some people say uncalled for, but you know, if you're a Chase Elliott fan, I'm sorry, I'm not. But Chase is probably the best road course racer out there right now. But he got into an accident, and we had another first time winner. So it's great to see the season in NASCAR start off different instead of having the usual big names like Denny Hamlin, Kevin Harvick, Martin Truex Jr., Kyle Busch. Instead of having, Brad Keselowski, Joey Logano, instead of having those guys up there winning every race, it's nice to see a couple first time winners, a couple of young guys. Well, maybe not for the Daytona 500. I guess he's been in the series for a while. But it's nice to see some new blood up there getting the checkered flags. So it's kind of breathed some life into the beginning of a NASCAR season. Kind of gives you some hope that it's not going to be the same two or three people up there winning every single race. So that's pretty cool. As for gaming, I didn't stream this weekend. I forgot to turn my Twitch on my Xbox, but I started playing Fallout again on PC. I tried it out on PC. Didn't like the controls as much. Plus, I got a Fallout First membership on Xbox, so got on and started a new character on Fallout. Since we are on Twitch, I'm going to talk about my gaming stuff a little bit. Because I've got a really really high level guy that I've done pretty much all of the storylines and most of the side missions and miscellaneous stuff. So I was getting kind of bored with it, so I started over again. And I remember why the game is so fun now. Hooked up with one of my buddies that also games and did some missions. He helped me get a few things so I could level up a little bit. And you know what? I remember how fun that game is. So, yeah, if you're ever out there on Fallout and you see Fire Squasher 357, that's me. Here, let me pop it up for you. If it'll pop up. I told you it's Monday. Definitely hit me up for a team, and we'll run some stuff and play and hang out. But back to the big story of the last, 2 weeks now? Um, the weather. Man, it was cold. It was freezing cold. Had just we got a little bit of ice a couple weeks ago, just enough to where they canceled schools and things were slick enough for the buses couldn't stop. And kudos to the schools for shutting down, thinking about the kids, especially with the technology that they've set up for the pandemic to be able to do virtual learning. That really helps, and I think it helps the schools make a better decision on when to cancel school. But being at home for 2 weeks with the kids and freezing temperatures, we may have to shut off the power, conserve energy, conserve. It it's caused a lot of tension. Especially we're still in the we're still technically in a pandemic, and they're telling us stay away from people, don't get in large groups, wear your masks, don't touch people, don't hug, don't shake hands, don't do it, don't have any physical contact. And then all of a sudden, if you're like us, a family of five, they're telling you to shove yourselves into 2 or 3 rooms in your houses, close everything else up, and don't do anything. Turn off the TVs, turn your furnace down. You know, yes, we have board games, yes, we have puzzles, yes, we have things to do, but after you know for us, after 24 hours of having kids with cabin fever, it can get pretty rough. But it got me thinking about um, our neighbors. We this was kind of an unprecedented winter storm that covered a majority of the United States. We heard about several of the. We have friends down in Texas and friends in other areas that you heard about a lot of them without power, millions of people without power and without heat, and it's very unfortunate. We're in Southwest Missouri, so it was really hard to try to help anybody outside of our area, especially with I think we ended up with about a foot of snow on the ground at our house, and no plows going down our subdivision, our streets. So we were eventually able to get out with a. Actually, as I say eventually, we were able to get out with our 4-wheel drive and take care of a few things, but it was near impossible to get across somewhere else to consider helping somebody else out. But the big thing to think that I kind of thought about it was how many people are out there reaching out and helping each other. Which kind of makes me want to hit our verse of the day. We always try to have a verse of the day with this. It's out of Mark 12. It's where some religious leaders of the day come up to Christ Jesus, and ask him, what are the greatest commandments? And here's his response. It was, you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind, and with all your strength. And I just spelled strength wrong. And the second is this: you shall love your neighbor as yourself. And I really want to focus on the second part. Yes, I believe I am a Bible believing Christian, and I believe everybody should find them a good Christian home, a good Christian church that teaches the Bible and the life and the relationship of knowing Jesus Christ, not just the religion and rules. It is about a relationship. But I really want to focus on the second part of loving your neighbor as yourself. I know it's really easy right now in times of stress and pandemic and natural disaster. I mean, if you want to call it natural disaster, with energy sources freezing up and not being able to get the products needed to produce energy, or so cold that wind turbines can't turn, and solar panels are covered with ice to where they're not generating. Whenever the ability to do certain things that are our creature comforts, honestly, having power and heat and gas for stoves and furnaces and all of that, whenever it's not available anymore, what do we do? What's your response? What's your immediate response? Um, I will admit, and I think everybody's this way, the first response is to make sure my family's taken care of, which is not a bad thing. You know, uh, the way I look at it in my life, number one is God, number two is my wife, number three is my kids, number four is the rest of my family, five friends, and six everybody else. You know, and that's me, and I think that's a logical way to look at it. And I think that's a biblical way to look at it too, because that's just the way it is. My wife's always going to be my wife. My kids will end up leaving my house, but they are still my kids, and then the rest of my family's out there, and then I want to take care of my friends. But how many of us, once we've gotten our family taken care of, hoard or just get selfish and say, you know what, no, it's all about me now? How many people out there, instead of, when the well, I don't remember what it's called, the power group that can basically controls the entire central area of the United States from North Dakota down to Texas, when they were asking people, hey, please turn down your thermostats to 65, please shut off non-essential electronics, unplug your TVs and extra stuff that might be using energy while they're turned off. How many people said, you know what, forget it, I'm not going to do that? How many of them were selfish and say, I don't want to be that cold? Or, you know what, I'm going to leave everything plugged in. I'm going to turn on every light in the house just because, you know what, somebody else can do it, or what you're asking is unreasonable. And, that's really a horrible mentality to have. Um, Part of me wanted to be like that, but I'm trying to be a good example for my kids, and I'm still learning and growing. And it comes down to, what are you doing for your neighbors? If this is going to help your neighbors, if turning down your thermostat, which, to be truthful, we have our thermostat set at 65 during the winter anyway, because we like it cooler in the house, and then bundling up under blankets, especially at night. That's what we like. But if you're not willing to take simple steps, such as, turn it down the thermostat a little bit, if you're not willing to endure just a little bit of, you know, oh, I have to wear a sweater in my house because it's only 65 instead of 72. You know, what's that say to you? What's that say about you? What's it showing your kids? You become a selfish consumer then. You're not thinking about anybody else. You're not thinking that, you know what? And I had this thought. I'm thankful for this, and I may brag on myself for a second here. I had this thought of, you know, what if shutting everything down in my sunroom, which we did, we shut down everything out here in the sunroom, which is probably where we use the most electricity because we have lots of lights out here. We've got 3 computers, 4 computers, TV, Xbox, treadmill, lots of stuff out here because we're active out here. It's like we shut everything down out here, took the computers that we needed for work and school and took them inside the house, and we closed this place up. And my thought was, what if turning down our thermostat and shutting up our sunroom saves somebody else from losing heat and power? What about their kids? Will it help some other kids have heat to where they're not worried about freezing to death? And my wife and I were able to share that with our kids. And like I said, I'm patting myself on the back a little bit for it. I shouldn't be. But it was nice to be able to be an example for my kids and show them, hey, this is why we're doing it. And I just want to encourage you guys as leaders of your homes, whether you're single and have roommates, or single living by yourself, married, divorced, have kids, not have kids. Be that example. Show those around you that, you know what, it's not just about us. Um, yeah, take care. Cover your 4 walls. I'm a certified financial coach. I started doing that on the side too, and we learned about the 4 walls, which is basically making sure you have food, shelter, clothes, and being able to take care of yourself. And there was, I can't remember the fourth one off the top of my head right now. I apologize. Like I said, it's still Monday and early, but be an example. Take care of your 4 walls and make sure you've got what you need, and then help others. What's that say about you as a husband, a father, a potential husband or father to those around you? What's that show them? What kind of example does that give? What if 1,000 men across the country showed that example to their kids, to their spouses, to their fiancés, to those they're dating, to their friends? What kind of changes would we see? And not just talking about the winter storm now, but if you're thinking about others first, what kind of examples is that showing to people around you, whether you go to church or not? Whatever your beliefs are, what does that say about you when you are taking care of that other person, taking care of somebody that's hurting, taking care of somebody that needs that help. What's that say about you? What kind of example does that show? Um, you know, it does feel better to give than it does to take. There's just something satisfying deep in your soul, deep in your heart, that whenever you're able to give to somebody or help somebody out, there's just that moment when you're done helping or done giving, and you just sit back and kind of lose focus and kind of go look inward, kind of space out, as my kids say, and you just take that breath, and it's just, look at what I just got to do. And I don't care if it's just, you know what, I was able to give somebody $20 or go buy somebody dinner or fill somebody's tank with gas because they didn't have money to to put anything in their car, put any gas in their car, or it was I went and bought $25 in groceries and took it to the local homeless shelter, or it doesn't matter what it is, it's little things, or it could be huge. I mean, if you've got the ability and are financially stable enough, to go donate thousands of dollars worth of products, whether it be clothes, food, other things, or donate cash, or if you are mechanically inclined and are able to do uh, oil changes for single moms that can't afford them. Just there's all kinds of things that you could do as a man to help out people that could set an amazing example in your community. So I just want to commend you guys that have done it. I want to encourage you that haven't. Um, as men, go out there and be leaders in your community. Um, Love others more than you love yourself. You know, and once you've got your four walls covered, think of other people first, and then if there's nothing going on, then take care of yourself a little bit more. Then, um, but there's always a way to help people around you. And this has really been, the last couple of weeks with the ice and snow and the winter weather has really been an opportunity to reflect and look at. Yeah, there's opportunities out there to help people. Some people want to do it, some people don't. And I think if we were as men to go out there and lead and help and change the lives of those around us, I really think that would go a long way to helping heal our country. But anyway, I'm gonna stop right there because it's almost time to go to work. You know me, I've got to go to work by 8 o'clock here. That's why I do this so early in the mornings. I will end up posting this on YouTube. I just want to say thanks for everybody that's watching this, everybody that follows on Facebook and YouTube. If you're not, I'd really appreciate if you give us a like, a follow, a subscription on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. I do broadcast my gaming on Twitch when I remember to turn it on. But again, I'd really appreciate anybody that can help me spread the word. And get the information about this podcast and other things out. Again, I want to say thanks to my wife for loving on me and allowing me to do something like this. I really have a heart to help people. I know I'm not perfect at it, and I'm learning as we go. I want to thank you guys that are on this ride with me. Again, I really appreciate all the support. But if you're not following or liked or subscribed, please go do that. Please spread the word. If any of this has helped you, or you think there's men in your life that could use any of this advice, or just listening to me ramble. So again, thanks everybody. I hope you have an amazing and wonderful day. God bless.